So today's the first day of the sprint. So right now I'm just looking at my work items and the things I need to do so that I can plan out how I can schedule the work throughout the next 2 weeks. Over a few years now, I've learned a few development processes like this. I've picked up new tools, whether it's software or hardware. And throughout those years, I've also switched my gear setup. And so for example, I'm using this Apple Magic Keyboard, but through trial and error, it took me a while to choose the Apple Magic Keyboard over all the other keyboards I've tested before. So I want to show you guys the keyboards I went through, especially early in my college career, learning computer science and software development, to now early in my career. So these are the keyboards I'm talking about. Whew. Okay, let's start with the first one. So this is the first mechanical keyboard I got. I got this during my junior year in college when I was taking more upper division computer science classes. And so that was my justification of getting this, which isn't really a good one. This is the Kukopuri 10 keyless mechanical keyboard. What's nice about it is that it has like this cover that goes over it, which is also magnetic. If I remember correctly, this keyboard was around $100, which isn't too bad with it being like my first starter mechanical keyboard. The switches are red cherry switches, which provides a more linear feel when you start typing on it. But overall, I really enjoyed this keyboard. I've used it from junior year to my senior year, but I ended up putting this away. I'll also do a sound test to show you guys what it sounds like for each of these keyboards as well. The next few mechanical keyboards I got are from Keychron, and this one is the Keychron K1. As you can already tell, it's a slimmer, low-profile keyboard. It also has yellow clicky switches, which I found to be kind of annoying after typing on them for a while. Also, I felt like I needed to put a lot more pressure when typing, just so that I can get past the click and actually register the key that I'm typing. Unless you're a heavy typer, this wouldn't be a problem for you, but for me, I got some fatigue after typing on this for a while because I'm like pressing pretty hard on it just to register the keys. But overall, I really liked the design and how low profile it is. It's just that the typing experience wasn't as good as I thought it would be. So this next one is actually my favorite one out of all of these here. It's the Keychron K2. And I believe it's also the first version that came out. I think there are multiple versions now, but this one was my favorite keyboard. I remember doing tons of LeetCode on this, and I've used this throughout the job interview when they, gave me a LeetCode problem to do. It has RGB lighting. It's a wireless keyboard as well. And it also has brown switches, which provides a more tactile, but also smooth typing experience. And that's actually the typing experience that I'm looking for, and this provided that. So the biggest reason why I never really stuck with mechanical keyboards is because the keycaps are a little bit too big for me. And so whenever I type, I would accidentally hit one of the keycaps, which eventually led me to backspace many times throughout my typing experience. Maybe it's just a me problem and how fat-fingered I am, but how big the keycaps are causes me to accidentally bump into them and eventually like press keys that I'm not actually wanting to type. So this next keyboard was the last mechanical keyboard I got. It's the Keychron Q1. It's pretty heavy, to be honest. It weighs probably like 5 to 10 pounds. It also has like this nice knob here. So this keyboard is similar to the previous one, but I got this with red switches instead of the brown ones. The neat thing about these is that you can actually swap the switches. And that was the biggest reason to get this one, because I wanted to swap the switches to these. These are the banana split switches. After installing these on this keyboard, I really wanted to like them, but it wasn't for me. This is a really nice keyboard, but as I mentioned before, my fat fingers are just typing other unnecessary keys on the keyboard. And again, that's the biggest reason why I switched from these mechanical keyboards to a more low profile keyboard, because I kept on bumping into the keycaps. So I actually have a meeting with my manager soon, but after that, I'll share with you guys why I chose the Apple Magic Keyboard over all the other mechanical keyboards that I've just shown. Just had a long day today. I was mainly in meetings, writing documentation, and that's about it. I didn't do any coding at all. As you can probably tell by this video or previous videos, my keyboard of choice is the Apple Magic Keyboard. So one of the big reasons why I like this keyboard is that it's pretty sleek. And for me personally, I found it to have a nice typing experience, and I happen to have more accuracy typing on this keyboard. So another reason why I chose the Apple Magic Keyboard is because of how it connects to my MacBook. It pairs automatically, so I don't need to worry about connecting anything to it or having to always pair it. And it's also a seamless experience typing on this and then typing on my laptop. I don't notice any big changes, and that just keeps things familiar so that I don't have two different experiences typing on a keyboard. So yeah, this is my daily driver. I don't think I'm gonna be switching to anything in the future. And I feel like there's a law of diminishing returns where the more you upgrade your items, whether it's your keyboard or anything else, it doesn't give you as much output or return as you put in back. And so that's why I chose this keyboard. It does the job for me. It's pretty light, it's portable, and it connects pretty easily. Okay, so now that I'm done with work, it's time to get my steps in. It's too hot outside, but thankfully I have a treadmill. My goal is to at least get 10,000 steps a day. I've been doing pretty well for the past few days, but let's see how it goes.
Moments later, was so decomposed. I'll call a claim though.
So if you guys are new here, I'm creating a project to help streamline my workflow for uploading videos on YouTube. And I vibe coded this project to help me automatically upload to YouTube with the title, description, keywords, and a lot of metadata information so that I can streamline this process rather than doing it manually, which I've been doing for a while, and it does take a lot of time, more time than you think. So let me show you guys how the project looks so far. It's pretty bare bones right now, but basically I want to upload a markdown file of my YouTube outline with all the title, description, and metadata so that it will be parsed and then call the YouTube API and upload the video from the information in the markdown file. And to make the parsing of the YouTube outline a little bit cleaner and easier to read, I went ahead and just started from scratch and created another outline. So here's the version 2 of my outline that will be parsed. This is definitely a lot more cleaner than my previous YouTube outlines. It has the video file path so that I can actually pull the video to upload. And then these are potential titles and selected titles. I like to upload multiple thumbnails and do the A/B testing on it, which is a feature that YouTube has, but there isn't an API out there to do that yet. Next is the description, which I have, which will basically be copy and pasted. And then here are some tags that I have, as well as the metadata, which contains information such as, when I'm going to publish a video, the category ID, the language, and some other metadata that you would need to do manually on the YouTube platform. So the basic idea of this app is that I'll create the YouTube outline and then export the YouTube outline into a markdown file and then upload the markdown file in this app, which will then upload the video on YouTube with all the information like title, description, metadata, and keywords. The next part of this is to actually parse the markdown file and actually store that as data structures so that when I upload the video, all the information is there for me to call the YouTube API to upload my video. So yeah, this is going to be another big milestone for me once I complete this, because it's going to be another project that I've completed that's useful for me as a tool. And so this is just another way to save some time and make the workflow a little bit easier. So stay tuned, because once I complete this project, I'll share the guys the end-to-end flow on how it actually works, and also show you guys the code as well, because there's probably something that you can also learn.